All right, so 2024, sorry, 24, right? Yeah, 2024. So is x is a minus on top, so I know the answer is A. 2, brand new question. Using summation notation, the series this may be represented by. So we can do a couple things here, right? We can actually go and expand out each of these series to see if we get 3, minus 9, 27, and so on. All of them have an alternating factor. So is literally the easiest thing is really to go and check and see which one of the summations will give it, yeah, because this is not a AP, it is a GP. First term is 3, so AR to the minus T sub n is equal to AR to the n minus 1. A is 3. R is going to be minus 3 to the power n minus 1. And what they did here, they did 3 multiplied by minus 3 to the n multiplied by minus 3 to the minus 1. Minus 3 to the minus 1. They didn't do that. So they would have just introduced the alternating factor. So I'll say it's 3 multiplied by. Nah, I ain't gonna go through that now. That's too much of a headache. I'm gonna check and see which one of these giving me the terms. Alright, so let me check the first one. When R is 1, I go get when R is 1 again minus 3 here. So this can work. When R is 1, again 1 plus 1. And again 3 squared here. So this can work. When R is 1, I get in minus 1 here. So this can work. Over here, when R is 1, I get in 1 plus 1, which is minus 1 squared. And over here, I get in 1 plus 1 is 2. Again, 9. Oh, no, I lie. When R is 1 for B, again, the answer. Oh, God, how I missed that, boy? When R is 1, again, 1 plus 1, which is 2. So, again, the squared, and again, 3 to the power 1. So, B is the answer. All right, so it is raining, sun is shining, there's no window, and not R, C. All right, contrapositive. If he is not rich, he is not a minor. Not rich, not a minor, C. If f is such that the real numbers are mapped onto the real numbers, then 3x minus 1, this is bijective. All linear functions is bijective once they give us the full real numbers for the domain. All right, so this is actually an add maths question, So we're gonna break this up as plus plus plus, and it could be ln x plus 2 ln y. So the answer is B. Good. This is cool. This would have been 4/5. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus 2 over 5, which is 2 over 5. 40 to the power 4. This one, I remember when I did this one, I used ln, and I told you guys, hey, you could use log or ln, it doesn't matter. All right, 3 over mod x, 3 over x, the modulus of the function. The sum of the squares is 25 on 16. We had 9 on 16 plus 1. Ooh, I don't think this was this is a new question. So if we let y be ln of 1 minus 3x, x is equal to ln of 1 minus 3y. This is going to be e to the x is equal to 1 minus 3y. E to the x, where we bring it across, 3y is 1 minus e to the x. And y is 1 minus e to the x all over 3. answer is D. The intervals question 2 only is the answer. The value of log 17 to base 2 written to 4 decimal places is, some of our calculators could do this. For my calculator, I will have to change the base as log 17 over log 2. I'm changing it to base 10, so I can use my calculator. Log 17 divided by log 2. 4.4 decimal places. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking at it ending in 5, so the answer is D. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to cosine 60 take away cosine 45? Let me check and see what that is. My calculator is in degrees. Cosine 60 take away cosine 45. It's a negative, so it's either B. Actually, I can't see that for sure. You know? We can check the angles. Sine of that angle is going to be positive. And for part A, for part B, cosine of that angle is, for part A, cosine of that angle is positive. So A for sure given me a positive number. For part C, sine of that angle is positive, and sine of 15 on 2 is also positive. So A and C will produce positive answers for me. So we just had to check literally one of these answers. So we're going to check minus 2 cosine of, what is that? I will leave it as 105 over 2, yes? Minus 2 cosine, open brackets, 105 on 2, multiplied by cosine, open brackets, 15 on 2, equals, I can't remember what the number was. I could go in my history of my calculator. I can't. Actually. Right, it was cosine 60 take away cosine 45 is minus 2.07. We didn't get minus 2.07 there, so the answer has to be D. So let me just check it and see, right? Sine of 105 on 2. I'm going to put that in brackets, yes? Sine, open brackets, 105 on 2. Sine 15 on 2. I'll go multiply by minus 2 in the end, right? By minus 2. Yeah, that's... Ooh, wait. Yes, this was indeed the answer, right? Cosine 60 take away cosine 45 is negative 2.07. I should write it down. And it's my fault that I'm spending so much time on this. If I had just write it down, we would have done beyond one of the questions down the road already. I can't remember what the answer for this was in. If I jog my memory correctly, was this cos 2a, boy? Alright, well, the reason why I'm comfortable going back and checking is because all I have to do is assign a value for the angle and then go ahead and calculate it. Alright, so we're looking for the 1 minus cosine to the power 4 business. It's not here. I wonder if that could be 2023, boy. Was that in 2023? Nope. Yeah? Nope. So that's going to be 2021 then. I know it might have been a little bit quicker to actually go and do the question, but my bad mind telling me that I want to go back and see what year it came from. So it is a year before this. Okay, so it go. Okay, we're going back 2020. Let's see if it was indeed a 2020 question. If I get here, then I will just go and do it. Yes. Alright, me has seen it. So let me go try and do it. Yes. Alright, so we are on 2024. Alright, so pull out the calculator again. Alright, so let A be 0.258. I just store in that as A. 1 plus open bracket cosine A to the power 4 minus sine A to the power 4. One point nine 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 nine. Cool. 2 open bracket cosine A squared. Alright, cool. It's 2 cos squared A. Alright, number 18. AB. This one, when I dot product, I believe we got minus 33 to be the answer. I know it was a negative, and I most believe it was minus 33. My bad mind again want to see this answer here. Right? I know that how I do the solutions for this, and I write it down. Right? So granted that I write it down, had to be 2021 or 2020. Had to be. No, it wasn't there. Yeah, look at here. Minus 33 is the answer. I minus j and minus 1 plus 2j plus 3k along with a plus 2b and 2a minus b. Yep. Arctan 3. This one would have been, I know it was minus 56 in the end, so it was one of these two here. And I know we had a minus 4x plus 3x, which will give me minus x. So number 20 is A, unless I am mistaken from the past papers and I make a mistake. I don't think I make a mistake. 21 is indeed C. And just by looking at the answers, I can tell which ones are repeat questions. A circle with center 0, 0 has radius 6 units. The equation of the line that is the tangent to the circle at 5 minus 4 is. Ooh, okay. New question. So center 0, 0 has a radius of 6 units. The equation of the line that has a tangent to the circle minus 5, 4. So let me go with x2, y2, x1, y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the gradient of the radius. The gradient of the tangent is 5 over 4. So it's going to be y minus y1. Sorry, your y minus y1 is 5 over 4 into x minus x1. Multiply everything by 4 and I will expand. I'm going to get 4y minus 16 is equal to 5x plus 25. They have the x's first, so I'll get minus 5x plus 4y. Minus 16 minus 25 is going to give me minus 41. Minus 5x plus 4y. We don't have that, so we will multiply everything by minus 1 to get 5x minus 4y plus 41. So 5x minus 4y plus 41, D is the answer. 24 is a repeat. We're looking for x minus 3. The only one that gives me x minus 3 is C. The gradient of the normal, this was the horizontal line, 0. The general solution, it would have been 2 theta is equal to 2 n pi plus or minus pi on 3. We will get n pi plus or minus pi on 6. A circle has center minus 1 minus 1. The equation of the tangent to the circle So we got the gradient of the radius, I believe, to be a half. Let me check it back, right? X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Y2 minus Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2 over 1. This is the gradient of the radius. So the gradient of the tangent could be a half. This is the y-intercept here, 0 minus 3. So it's going to be a half x minus 3. D is the answer. OP is 24. The magnitude of OP is 24. This is a repeat question. It was 16, 16, 8, 576, I believe. A unit vector parallel, so it's going to be 1 over 13 into 5i plus 12j. Minimum value of the function is minus root 89. Why is that? Dy dx is positive 1. It's going to be this v by d. Yep. Dy dx is 5 sec squared 5x. This one here, I care about. I know is one of these two. When I differentiate sine again cosine, so the minus remains, so get minus cosine. When I differentiate cosine, I'll get plus. So the answer is D. 205. So you see how to change the option D for this one. In the year before, they had 0 is less than or equal to t is less than 2. So the limit as x tends to 0. We can't use L'Hopital here. I'm going to get 3 cosine 3x over 2. Plug in 0. Where's cosine of 0? And cosine of 0 is 1. So I'll get 3 over 2 to be my answer. This one would be 16x squared. Sorry. It could be 9x squared plus 16y squared. Given that y prime is cos x minus sine 2x, y may be expressed as, so we had to integrate. When I integrate cosine, I get sine. When I integrate sine, I get a negative cosine, so I'll get plus cosine 2x over 2. So sine x plus cosine, a half cosine 2x. Answer is B. The integral of 3 to the power x dx. This is not on all your syllabus. Why they bring this? All right, so when we integrate in exponential functions, right? I myself forget the formula, you know. But there's a way we can integrate these functions. First, if I differentiate my answers and I get what the function is in the question, we can do that, right? But differentiating these answers kind of difficult. So, all right. So when I am integrating any constant raised to the power of x, when I integrate this, I'm going to get a to the power of x divided by ln of a. So when I integrate in 3 to the power of x, I'm going to get 3 to the power of x over ln of 3. So the answer for this is going to be B. Just remember this formula, right? For which of the following values of x is the function discontinuous? Minus 5 and minus 3. Ooh, the integral of this. So we can make a substitution here, right? We can let u be x squared plus 3. So if I let u be x squared plus 3, du dx is going to be 2x, and dx is going to be du over 2x. So my integral becomes the integral of x u to the power 4 du over 2x. The x and the x cancels. So when I integrate in u to the power 4, I get in u to the power 5 over 5 multiplied by 2, which will give me x squared plus 3 to the power 5 over 10. So x squared plus 3 to the power 5 over 10, the answer is D. The rate of change of y with respect to x, so we're going to get 6x plus, we're going to get 4x to the minus 3, 6x minus 12, x to the minus 4, the answer is A. 43 is a repeat question, D. 44 is also a repeat question, C. 45 is a new question. When I differentiate tan squared 3x, this is going to be tan of 3x all squared. It's going to be 2 tan of 3x to the power 1 multiplied by the differential of the brackets, which is going to be 3 sec squared 3x. So I'll get 6 tan 3x sec squared 3x to be my answer. 45 is E. And that's it for 2020.